Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to a beautiful platform Natural Biology. This is Shankar sir. The previous class I have completed the life cycle of Entamoeba histolytica from the chapter Biology in Human Welfare. Okay, IP level. Okay, intermediate Telangana intermediate board level. Biology in Human Welfare Unit 6. Okay, whereas chapter 8 Human Health and Disease NCERT point of view, need point of view. Chapter 8 Human Health and Disease. Okay, and the subtopic is Life Cycle of Plasmodium vivax. Already we have completed Entamoeba histolytica. Okay, and the classes which I am taking here, these are very simple, in simple language, only in English. Okay, and you can understand. Okay, by reading the textbook easily you can get the knowledge. Okay, and in my classes there is no disturbance of anything. I won't put any different types of images to tap bell icon, something in the middle. Okay, from the beginning to till the end there is no disturbance in the class. Okay, just in the last I will request to subscribe the channel, and in the beginning little introduction. Okay, so that's all, nothing more than this. Okay, so no disturbance, neat and fair. If you listen, definitely you will get the knowledge. Plasmodium vivax. Come to the topic Plasmodium vivax life cycle. Here the video comes under three parts. Part 1 introduction of the topic, and part 2 life cycle in human beings, and part 3 life cycle in mosquito. Okay, right, three parts have to listen, then only we can get the knowledge, complete idea about the Plasmodium vivax life cycle which is mentioned in the NCERT. Okay, right. So without late, we'll start the class. Life cycle of Plasmodium vivax. It is a parasite. It is a protozoan. Cause a disease to us. As we know that we get malaria. Okay. Right. Which type of parasite? Most harmful parasite. Digenetic parasite. Digenetic means it's complete its life cycle in two hosts. Okay. One host is the man and another host is a mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito is a primary host, whereas human beings are secondary host. Okay. Intracellular. Intracellular, which lives inside the cell. Okay, which lives inside the cell. First, it lives in the liver cells, thereby it enter into the RBC, red blood cells. So, which is developed further inside the cell, hence it is intracellular parasite. Okay, hope you understand the first line. Most harmful digenetic intracellular parasite. And in case of man only it is intracellular, whereas in case of mosquito it is extracellular. Okay, because it won't leave the cells of the mosquito. It present in the crop, digestive tract of the mosquito, and also lives in the salivary glands of the mosquito. It is not living inside the cell but inside the body. Okay, so there we cannot use the intracellular, we can use extracellular, outside the cell. Okay. Its primary host is a female Anopheles mosquito. Primary host is the host in which sexual life cycle will be completed. Okay. Secondary host is a man. In secondary host, the parasite complete its asexual life cycle. Okay. And infective stage. At what stage? Because there are different stages of this Plasmodium. Okay. Plasmodium pathogen or parasite have different stages. Tropozoite, precystic stage, not precystic, it is in the Entamoeba histolytica. Here tropozoite and schizoid stage, merozoite, cryptozoite, different stages are present. At which stage it enter into our body? For example, if a mosquito bite here, at what parasites are entering, at which stage they are entering into our body? That is called infective stage. Okay. So infective stage, most important, sickle shaped tropozoite stage. Okay. Sickle shape. Okay. This is the shape. Sickle shape. As you know, sickle is a instrument used to cut the grass. Okay. Farmers use this sickle. It is like in the shape. Here there will be a thing which hold. Okay, helps to hold that the sickle. So this is a sickle. So sickle shaped tropozoite is the infective stage. Okay. So mode of infection, then how it is enter? How it is enter? By inoculation, piercing its sharp needle into here, skin. That process called inoculation. And there are 4 types of different species of Plasmodium. Okay, so these points are important. Okay, right. 1. Plasmodium vivax. Plasmodium vivax cause a type of malaria fever. Benign tertian malaria. Benign tertian malaria is not much harmful. Okay, not harmful, less effective, less harmful malaria. Then Plasmodium falciparum. Plasmodium falciparum cause malignant tertian malaria. It is a harmful malaria, dangerous, severe condition. Okay, malignant tertian malaria. Then falciparum, but Plasmodium ovale. Plasmodium ovale called mild tertian. Mild nothing but moderate. Okay, have very less effect. Mild tertian malaria. What? Plasmodium ovale. Plasmodium malariae. Quartan malaria. Quartan malaria, nothing but every 4 days it will be repeated, the same fever. Quartan malaria. So in this way, there are 4 types of pathogen: Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium and malaria. These are the 4 different species. Here NCERT only mentioned only one, that is Plasmodium vivax. It is most harmful. Among these, this Plasmodium vivax is more harmful. So you have to remember about Plasmodium vivax. And here also Plasmodium vivax life cycle is given. Okay, right. Little history of the malaria fever. The term malaria is derived from an Italian language. So far we have learned Greek languages and French, France language, Greek. Most of the words in the biology Greek words. Okay, and very few are Italian or French or any other Latin. Okay, mostly Greek and Latin. But here Italian language. So here unique thing have to remember. In Italian language, mala means bad and aria means air. So it was thought that it is the malaria disease due to the bad air. So that is why the word is given malaria, bad air. It is caused due to the inhalation of bad air. They believe, it thought, okay, but not correct. The first scientist we talk about, Charles Laveran. Charles Laveran identified that the malaria caused by a protozoan called Plasmodium. Okay, so malaria is caused by a protozoan called Plasmodium. So that is the contribution given by Charles Laveran. After him, Sir Patrick Manson suggested that these malaria might be spread by mosquitoes. Okay, it might be spread by mosquitoes, but he didn't mention which mosquitoes, how it is spreading. Just he given a suggestion. Thereby, Sir Ronald Ross identified the oocytes of Plasmodium. Oocytes are nothing but different developmental stages of the Plasmodium on the crop wall or stomach wall of the female Anopheles mosquito. He was an army doctor, a British army doctor. Who is that? Sir Ronald Ross was a British army doctor who worked in Secunderabad, AP. Those days it was AP, okay, Secunderabad, and conducted many experiments, especially on this, okay, protozoan, that is Plasmodium vivax, and identified that there are small what these oocytes, oocysts, actually oocytes, or we can also call as, because it is these all oocytes are covered by a cyst wall, that hence it is called oocyst. So these oocysts are identified in the crop wall. For example, it is the digestive tract or a crop of mosquito. On its surface there are many oocysts he identified. Okay, and discovered that this Plasmodium is carried by these mosquitoes only, female Anopheles mosquitoes. Female Anopheles mosquito is a biological vector for the disease malaria. Sir, what is mean by biological vector? In which vector the changes of or the development of pathogen takes place. If won't change, mechanical vector. If changes, developmental process takes place, biological vector. So female Anopheles is a biological vector for the malaria. So because of this discovery, so he received a Nobel Prize in 1902. Okay, and this was first oocysts were first identified on 20th August. 20th August. Hence 20th August is celebrated as World Mosquito Day. Which day? World Mosquito Day. And to create awareness among the people, even WHO, World Health Organization, also celebrating World Malaria Day since 2007. Since 2007, WHO celebrating World Malaria Day from 20th April. So every year 20th April celebrated as World Malaria Day, whereas 20th August celebrated as World Mosquito Day. Okay, so this topics how to understand, that's all. Okay, we cannot expect any neat questions from this, but IP point of view, that is important. Okay, if need point of view, which among the following we have to remember? Plasmodium vivax, which cause malaria. These two words are important. Malaria is caused by which of the following pathogen? Plasmodium vivax. That's all. Then come to the structure of sporozoite. Sir, why we need to learn about this sporozoite structure? Is it important for need point of view? No. Need point of view, it is not important. But IP point of view, we may expect a 4 marks question, explain the structure of sporozoite. And if you know the structure of sporozoite, then we can understand the life cycle very easily. In the next life cycle in man, also in the mosquito, we obviously use this sporozoite, propozoite, cryptozoites, merozoites. Then what is this zoite? At least we should have a basic knowledge on the structure of sporozoite. Okay, right. The ultrastructure of sporozoite was explained by Gornham, scientist name Gornham, and its structure is look like a sickle shape. Which shape? Sickle shape. If you talk about its length, nearly 15 micrometers, 15 microns length, and about 1 microns in width. If you talk about its diameter, it is about 1 micron. Okay. Then in its structure, we need to talk about these are the parts. These are the parts present in the sporozoite structure. One end, one end. Actually, sickle shape is nothing but having the swollen middle and the narrow end at the tip. Its apex and last posterior. Anterior posterior ends are very narrow and middle end is very swollen. Having swollen middle and very narrow posterior ends. So this shape is called a sickle shape. Its anterior end, it is having a small depression, mouth-like structure, that is called apical cup. What it is? Apical cup. Total body is covered by a hard layer, that is called pellicle. A protective cuticular layer. A protective cuticular layer is called pellicle. Okay, which give protection. Along with, there are narrow tubes, very small tubes from anterior to posterior. These are called microtubules. Microtubules helps in the wriggling movement, okay, which helps in the locomotion of the sporozoite. Wriggling movement, moving forward, okay, by regular contraction and relaxation. So microtubules helps in their movement. In the anterior region, there are two secretory organelles are present. These are the, you can see red color and green color. These are the two secretory organelles. It like a gland, act like a gland which secretes some chemicals, enzymes, especially cytolytic enzymes secreted by secretory organelles. Once the sporozoite enter into the man, it reach to the liver cells, it rupture the liver cell, breaks the liver cell by releasing these enzymes. Cytolytic enzymes helps to rupture the host cells. Cyto means cells, lysis means rupturing, breakdown. Okay, and Golgi complex is present. nucleus, a large nucleus, central nucleus is present. Okay, and endoplasmic reticulum also present in the structure of the sporozoite. Especially mitochondria is also present here. Mitochondria helps in producing the energy. It provides energy to these sporozoites, thereby which can move to the host cells. Okay, and convoluted tubules. There are short tubules at regular gaps. These are the short cylindrical tubules are present. Red color spots, these are called convoluted tubules. The function is unknown. Why they are present, we don't know. Okay, so far it is unknown. Okay, so this is about the structure of sporozoite. Sporozoite body is covered by a layer. Okay, outermost layer is called pellicle, and one end, anterior end, there is a mouth-like structure which is called apical cup, in which secretory organelles, a pair of secretory organelles opens, which secrete cytolytic enzymes, which helps to dissolve or the rupture or the breakdown the host cells. And the nucleus is present, Golgi complex is present, endoplasmic reticulum is present, convoluted tubules are present, and also mitochondria are present. So this is the sickle-shaped structure of sporozoite. Okay, it is the infective stage to the human being. In the next class, I am going to complete the life cycle of Plasmodium vivax in the human beings, in man. Okay, sexual cycle in man. Thank you for your patience listening. If you like this class, please share, subscribe, comment. Okay, do your best. Even I will try to do my level best. Okay, but support is mandatory. Inform to your friends. Thereby the number of subscribers will increase. Not increasing the number of subscribers, that is not a matter, but reaching the more people, more the students is important. Okay, because knowledge, how to share knowledge to the many people and many students. That is the intention, main intention. Okay, so thank you. Hope you will do best for me. Thank you once again.